Hey, welcome. This is our pilot episode, the Tea Room with Talia Reese. I'm with Oshri Silverbrand, Nadine Shatskis. Shatskis.
You call me way to remember it.
That's just that's how you get the job.
Tchotchkes, Nadine Tchotchkes.
Your name is just so fun to say. Who
fun.
wouldn't want you on a panel?
I'm a treasure, little treasure.
But Oshri's fun too. Ush. And my mom calls you Ushri. Like
no
Usher.
one can pronounce it.
Usher.
I hate my name. I've always hated it.
We've got Usher and Shots.
People say Oshri.
Shots.
It's a hard O.
Yeah.
A hard O.
Hard O. Oh,
Yes.
Oshri.
Exactly.
Oshri. I always said Oshri. I never had an issue with it, but I see other people say your name this way, that way. Anyway, why are they with me? Okay, these are my buddies. We're in Great Neck, and these are two of the most brilliant, witty women
Why, thank you.
in my community that I want to have join me. They wouldn't say it about themselves, so I'm going to say it. Both Ivy League graduates. Not that means anything anymore, because we all know it doesn't.
True.
Boo! Harvard. I mean, they didn't go to Harvard.
Yeah, we didn't go there,
Not,
so it's okay.
Let's not
Boo Harvard
overstate it.
already.
We're not big three people, all right? We're talking like second tier Ivy. Not even
Like,
Brown.
is it really even an Ivy?
Does Cornell even count? Ushri,
Well, I'm counting it.
Oshri, Ushri,
I'm counting
Ashri. It is. It's all three. You're all right. Oshri's
Biggest
Cornell.
marching band. Cornell's marching band was
Go Big
ridiculous.
Yay.
Ridiculous.
I mean, do we care? I never had school spirit. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Here's a toast.
You went to pep rallies? Oh, no,
I went
you
to the football games on Shabbos, but there was no Eruv at the time, so you couldn't bring actual toast, to throw.
Oh, so you had school spirit.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Cornell brought us Snoop Dogg on Slope Day when I was there.
Oh,
I
that's
was
cool.
freshman.
So how could I not love
class
it?
Something.
That's something.
I was on the freshman board.
And Nadine went to Penn. I went to Penn. So yeah, we're like third tier Ivy League gals. But no, okay, so Nadine is actually, you are pretty brilliant. You get your letters. Anytime she's angry, she writes a letter to the editor, and they always get published. It's unbelievable. You've never seen somebody, what do you have, like a dozen letters? She got it to New York Times, Wall Street Journal, New York Post.
I want to know the rate. Like, how many do you send and how many get published?
I've had one in the Times. I haven't written much to the Times because why bother? But I got one actually freshman year
Oh, wow.
of college.
Oh.
And that's where I got the bug.
Oh, so
that-
you've been
that-
doing this for a while.
Yeah, my dad was a letter guy, and I was always trying to impress my dad. So we have a little bit of a tit for tat of like, there was 1 week last year where we both had a letter. That was pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was epic.
Nerd Central. I love it. This is...
Oh yeah.
And then Oshri is a designer extraordinaire. I
Yep.
mean, we literally couldn't be here in the studio without Oshri's design. Look how
Well, you can't
bare
really see
the
much.
walls are.
It will get better with time.
It will get
It's
better.
a process. It's a process.
Okay, but the paint color, all you.
Yep. We went for neutral and organic, and I'm loving it.
No, it's a lot more coming, people.
Yeah.
A lot more coming. So, what do we want to talk about today? So much going on.
You had a big show last night.
Oh, I did have a big show.
You were headlining, right?
I headlined my third time at Rodney's.
Wow.
In the city, Upper East Side. The new Dangerfields, amazing. Great new cocktails, by the way.
How many people did you have?
So we had over 100, and it was a late show, 10 o'clock. So that was it's my third time with a full house there. So Baruch Hashem, so much fun. So much fun.
I would have known these things if we would have shown up. But
You
we
guys
both
came to
bailed.
The last 10. No,
We both bailed.
You bailed on me. Rainy 10 p.m. What are you gonna do? I was.
Would there even have been room for us?
We had room. The time before I had 165 people,
Oh,
which
wow.
was like
What?
over capacity. It's really, I think, like 150.
Like fire hazard level?
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best. So it was it was a lot of fun, but it was crazy. It was right on the heels of all this news. So it was a lot of Jews come to my show, which is great. And I felt like it was a bad day for some Jewish news with this whole, protest going on of people fighting in favor of this Mahmoud Khalil. I would deport for a lot less than that. Okay.
Like what?
I like deport students that say, students that call their moms, bruh. Hey, bruh. Deport. I would deport for anything, or annoying people that like, so where you going yeshiva week? Deport. I'm not going anywhere. Stop asking me. I don't go on vacation for every break. Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys do. All right, never mind.
For Yeshiva week, at least.
Moving. Yeah,
That's
you're
my one. That's my 1 out of 2 vacations.
That's it.
Dressing on the side.
Deport.
Support.
Well, yeshiva. Oh my! It's like you're paying all this money for education, so you're basically paying money for a week off, and then you're paying to go. So it's like you're just money, 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 money. That's how I see it. I can't.
Yeah, but then otherwise you're just staying home and the kids are doing nothing. So
I don't know.
it's getting harder and harder to go away Yeshiva week because everyone else goes away Christmas week. So my husband's like, everyone's on vacation now. They're ready to go in January. And now I'm like, hey, I'm going away again.
But you're going away. You're not even really. You're going away, but you're not getting away because you're
Right.
with everybody from your town, right? Because you have to go where the kosher food is, and the kosher food is in 2 places. It's either in Costa Rica or the
No,
Bahamas.
Miami.
Panama.
Oh,
Panama.
sorry, Panama.
Yeah, we did Panama
It's
this
so
year.
random. Like if you were, like a non-religious Jew and you're like, why is every Jew going to Panama? Like, what is that? And then
Yeah.
there's 2 restaurants and you're going to go there. You're not even tan yet.
Panama has 50.
50
I'm
restaurants.
I'm a little annoyed about the Panama thing because it was a bucket list of mine
Okay.
because my grandmother lived there.
No way.
My great grandfather worked on the canal. I used to think
wow.
it was an engineer, but he was an
Yes.
electrician. And now everybody's going. So
Everybody's
not
going.
as, where's the It's not a bucket list anymore if everyone's going.
Oh,
You
I
should
hear
still
that.
go. It's so easy. They take U.S. currency. It's the same time zone as
They
New
do?
York. It's Ubers are like $3 anywhere in the city. It's
Oh, I didn't know
it's
all
really
that.
nice.
Oh, that's super easy.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you're going to restaurants, you're seeing other people from Great Neck
That
to
is
5
true.
Towns. You can't even look like crap. You're going to run into people you still want to put on. It's like, why? You're paying money for the school, money for the vacation, and then you go away and you're still seeing everyone you know. How is this fun?
Wait, this is your holdback, Talia? You can't look like crap.
You used to be into Yeshiva week. We went to the Bahamas together.
Okay, that was
Wait,
amazing.
Talia, Talia.
Yeah.
Your bag is from a catering company.
Wait, Talia, you have to tell the
Your
story of how you
handbag.
booked the wrong hotel.
did. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is true. See, I can't.
I partly feel like it was my fault because I was like, you need to go to Bahamar. And you're
Right.
like, yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, she's like, Bahamar, there's like a deal if you sign up right now. It was like in November for next January or something. Like you get 2 nights.
For Yeshiva week.
Yeah.
It was before like everyone knew about
Yeah,
it.
it was right. Now there's no deals. But I didn't know there's 3 hotels at the Bahamar. There's the Rosewood, which is like the hoity-toity
Yeah, the
fancy
fancy
one.
Right.
Then there's the one that everyone goes to
The
with
J,
kids.
like
the
Marriott,
Hyatt,
the
the
J-
Hyatt,
oh,
right?
the Hyatt, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like the regular one, like the
regular
family one.
Yeah, with the big pool. Everybody goes to the Hyatt. So you signed it. You just assumed, duh, you're not going to the hoity-toity,
Right.
or honeymoon couple one. You're going to the Hyatt. And then there was the one in the SLS.
Yes.
It was the sexy one.
The sexy one.
The sexy
It
one.
literally stands. What does it stand for?
Service, luxury, and sex.
Sounds like
I
the
think sex.
Pilates.
Literally
Oh wait,
sex.
and they
SLT?
gave you
Is that-
they gave you a complimentary gift.
Oh,
right?
I should bring it. I still have it. I reserved rooms at the SLS because that's where I saw the deal. I didn't know. So we get there and they give you a little package and it has like a vibrator in it, lube, a feather. Which what are we doing with a feather? I'm like, wait, is it Pesach? Is
Right.
this Bidikot Chametz? Like what? Why is there?
And you're with your 2
Like
daughters.
the unkinkiest
Wait,
person.
did your girls see the gifts?
Yeah, they wanted to open it, and I was like, no. But they didn't know. They were
Right.
like,
They probably
oh,
thought it was
there's
gonna be like
a gift.
M&Ms or something.
Yeah, right. But I still didn't think anything. I'm just like, oh, that's, I guess, vacation. People are thinking. Then we get to the room, and there's just, the bathroom has no doors.
Right, because it's sexy.
How is that sexy to see your partner taking a dump? That's,
That is a good point. I
I
don't
don't
think they thought that
understand.
part out.
There's no door. It's just glass. And I asked them, why is there no privacy in the bathroom? Then they're like, oh, it's sexy that way. I'm like, I don't want to. No, that is not.
I guess
So did you like hang a towel? Like what'd you do?
I don't know. We switched rooms.
you
is
did
what we-
like the Shiva. You like covered over it with the
All the
sheet.
mirrors. I had to cover the mirrors. I'm like, the girl.
You're like,
I'm
I don't
"There's
need to
a
see that
man
angle."
here."
Were you in one room with the kids?
We were in one room.
Oh.
So, well, there were 2 queen size beds, and but there was no drawer space, nothing. So we're living in, and I'm like,
Because they think you're going to be naked the whole time.
right. They're like, what did you pack? A string bikini, some lube, here's some extra.
Some floss.
So, exactly. No, so I complained. I said, listen, we have nowhere to put our stuff. We're 4 people in this room. And I'm like, we're here for Yeshiva week. Aren't there other people? I heard of that. And Yeshua, which literally means Jesus in Hebrew. I was like, actually, I'm pretty sure it's the opposite of that. But yeah, we are. She's like, oh, Yeshua week, girl, I got you. She's like, I'm going to take care of you. Oh, I feel bad. I want you to have a good Yeshua week. Yeah. And she's like, just give me a day. I'm like, a day? All right. And then, so I kind of buddied up with this woman. And I kept checking in. She's like, I need a day. She's like, give me one more day. So I'm like, all right, now there's 5 days left. So we've been in this room 2 days. Then I get a call. Go to room 2000, whatever. And just let me know what you think. There's a guy up there, he's got a key. If you don't like it, we'll keep you in the room that you're in. Meanwhile, piles, our stuff is everywhere. It's disgusting. Okay. And it smells. I'm like, I can't. So it was a 2-bedroom suite. And the guy's like, yeah, Kim Kardashian stayed here last year. This was
okay, good enough for me.
And I was like, I think we'll keep this. We'll keep this room. She's like, girl, I knew you'd like it. I knew you'd like it. Have a happy Yeshua week. I'm like ready to worship Jesus at this point.
Was there another gift?
Yeah, there was a second one. I kept, it was one of those things. I'm like, I'm going to open it in my Insta stories and I'll make a whole thing of it. I still should. It's still in my armoire upstairs.
There's no
I'll
time
do that.
like the present.
But now this is why I can't go back to the Bahamar because
you had the luxury experience.
I mean, we had a full-on luxury 5 nights in the 2-bedroom. Remember, you came,
yeah,
right?
You're like, you have to see this, Oshri. Come up right now.
Now, come up right now.
You're like, you don't want to see the other room, but you want to see this one.
You gotta come. She's over at the Hyatt with all the screaming kids. There's no kids at the SLS.
Right, they don't
by the
allow
way.
kids in the pools,
No,
right?
and no one. They didn't allow the other hotel at our pool. So we never even went to your pool. We just stayed. It was all sexy people. It was like White Lotus. My kids were so happy. They were like, I love it here so much.
Was anybody murdered like White Lotus?
I know, probably.
Well, you wouldn't know.
No, but there were like all these like much older rich dudes with these like fake boobs.
There were a lot of
Escorts?
Garys.
Yeah.
A lot of Garys.
A lot of Garys.
A lot of Garys.
Yeah, there were. What'd you say?
Were they escorts or like?
I don't know. Unclear.
I think that's the point of an escort. This
Like you wouldn't
unclear,
know.
this like fuzziness.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's the
I
new
wouldn't know.
the new thing on this.
No, but my kids were like, because they were like, wow, we love Yeshiva week. This is cool.
Like, yeah,
you know?
Yeshua.
Yeah, Yeshua.
Yeshua week. It's not fair. We have all these different Yeshua weeks. That's my whole complaint.
There's just too many. There's too many
there's
Arabs.
Yeshua week. There's Yeshuish week.
Right now they're splitting it up. It's
Wait,
not,
what? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there's
there's not
different
just one week anymore.
Yeshiva week, Yeshivish week.
What? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? What do you mean?
My son goes to a more yeshivish school.
Oh, you mean there's the different schools have different weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on the right,
I thought
has
you meant
even
our school's
more-
adding a second
No,
Yeshiva
that would
week.
be
I
too
was like,
complicated.
yeah,
on the
that's too
right
much.
is even has a different yeshiva week.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Equality in yeshiva weeks, man.
That's complicated, but it's good for the islands. The more Yeshua weeks coming in, the better. But no, my kids literally think Yeshiva week vacations are supposed to be really sexy now. But we didn't go back. What am I going to do? I'm not going to pay, $3,000 a night for. So
Right, and those deals
How do
are long gone.
those
I
deals
check
are
every
gone.
year. I'm like, oh, I guess a cruise. I guess Panama now.
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. And then you went on a cruise the following year. I was
Yeah.
going to go with you, but I had to ended up having a gig that week. But then you said there were bed bugs on that cruise.
Yes, I found a bed bug on the last night of the cruise.
Oh, the last night.
But
Oh.
I mean, it was there the whole time. I just didn't
That's-
find it till the
I
last.
feel
my
like
God.
that's my anxiety. One of them.
Well,
I don't
now
have many
I-
is bed bugs.
Well,
I
you
dealt
think?
with it when I worked in real estate management for over 10 years. Many, many bed bugs.
What do
there
you mean
was-
you dealt with? You,
Well,
Oh, you
tenants
didn't
would have
sleep
bed
with
bugs.
It. She
No.
slept with it.
Yes, but I didn't bring it home.
How do you know?
They came in the middle of the night. They took everything we had. They
Who's
sanitized
they? The bugs?
No, the bugs. The crew.
The bunny took everything.
Literally have
In the
like
middle of the night?
Yeah, they have like a bug specialist.
Oh, so you can get rid of this. It's
Wait,
not hard.
they had some kind of like red alert on bugs and they went to every room, or you saw a bed bug and you called them?
Yeah, so I found the bug. I was like, wait, what is this? I see something moving. It's so small, it's like a crumb. And I was like, wait, it's a bug in a bed. Is this a bed bug? I'm like, holy crap. So I called, they confirmed it. They took everything we had, every piece of clothing.
Oh my
they
God.
They like washed under high heat. They sanitized our luggage. Then they came back, took the clothes that we were wearing, and we changed into the clean clothes, took those and cleaned them.
Oh my God.
And then when I got home, I brought everything to the laundromat, had it washed again just to be safe. We kept our luggage in the trunk of Ian's car
Oy.
for 3 months.
Oh,
sprayed
what?
everything.
Oh my God.
And you know, it's
This
obviously
is-
it's been more than a year. We didn't bring it
Having-
home. So that's
Oh,
all.
Having
I
dealt with bed bugs often, like I said,
as a real
estate manager in my
Right.
family business,
So you've done all that,
that is
for
the most
people.
efficient. Oh yeah, bed bug
Okay.
treatment I've ever heard, because the
Worse
hold
than
up,
lice.
the hold up with bed bug treatment, it's not the bugs, it's not the treaters, it's not the exterminators, it's the people. It's the people.
Or they
The
go
people
nuts.
with the bugs. If you don't prepare, I don't know, Talia, let's finish that. If you don't prepare something,
It'll
it's
be
gotta
in your
rhyme.
underwear.
It'll be in your hair, right? Like
your pubic
if
hair.
you're not doing the work to get rid of the bed bugs,
Oh, I did the
that's-
work.
That's gross.
No, but I know what you're
But
saying,
you
right?
know me, I'm a germaphobe just like you are.
No, yeah, I'm
I was
totally
freaking out.
Well, no,
freaking
what
out.
reminded me when you just said I saw a bug in my bed, and then I'm like, is this a bed bug or just a bug in the
Yeah.
bed? No, because like what
I didn't know.
happened, okay, this is really disgusting, but okay, when my daughter was 3, she got warts on her fingers, the molluscum.
Yeah. One of
And,
my kids had that.
You know, and I'm
For
like,
years.
everyone's like, oh, you go to this guy, pediatric dermatologist. Everyone
Yeah.
goes to him. Okay, well, this idiot didn't tell me that I should wear gloves when I treat her. He's like, just put this cream on her fingers, apply it.
Okay, so contagious.
I got it all over my fingers. Okay,
It's usually on the trunk or the arms
it
or
was
the legs.
just on the fingers.
Oh, that's gross.
But then I saw a wart like
well, they're not
like
warts.
over here in the
Yeah.
pubic area. So I was like,
Oh
I
my
have a
God.
wart on my genital, but is it a genital wart? Or is
Or is
it
this a wart?
or
on
is
the
it just a what? When you said, is this a bed bug or a bug
right,
on the bed?
like
I'm glad my
boyfriends.
story could remind you of that lovely memory.
So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to get an STD, this isn't the way I want to go down. You
Right.
know what I'm
For
saying?
my 3-year-old daughter.
Yeah, if I'm going to get genital warts, I want to have a good time getting genital warts. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't want molluscum on the pubic bone.
So did you go to the pediatric dermatologist to remove
I
it?
should. So okay, it turned
Yeah,
out
you could have gotten some genital
was
warts
so
out of that
fun.
too.
You gave me bad
I was
advice, and look
livid.
at what you did. Look at
livid.
what happened.
I was like, no, I went to my internist and I'm like, I have a genital wart. I mean, it's a wart on the
Talia-
genital, but it's not a genital wart.
Talia, the read between the lines went from your fingers.
No, but it was not inside. It was on the
Okay.
it was on the area that you would Brazilian out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it could have been from the shower or furious masturbation. I don't know. It could have been either one. But the
or
point
the
is,
masturbation in the shower.
it was. But what am I, a man? I don't. What woman masturbates in the shower? Like our things are. You'd have to be like hunched over. Like, ugh. Give me a pillow. You know. Okay. So. Turned out, this is the whole point of being a germaphobe. It wasn't, it just, I don't know what it was, but it went away and it was nothing. It wasn't a wart.
Is this our anxiety of the week, Oshri?
Oh, that is a good segue.
I think we could say that we just
Yeah,
did
we-
anxiety of the week.
Okay,
Well, now
I think so.
So now I have to fear warts on the genitals that are not genital warts.
Right, who knew?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
There's
Like,
not enough.
I have too many anxieties. I can't keep getting more.
There's not enough distinction in the English language. Do you know which language has distinction for this?
German?
Yeah, German.
Why? How
German
would they
would
say
tell
it?
you.
Yeah, how would they?
You're putting me on the spot. I did know a little
You're
bit
the
of
one who
German.
offered the
brought it up.
information.
You can't.
You know, I don't know
yeah.
anything about German.
You
I
can't-
cross my Yiddish and
you
my
can't
German.
do that.
German is angry
All
Yiddish.
right, so someone look it up.
without a sense of humor.
German, the
is
Germans
angry
would know how to
Yiddish.
do
German,
it, apparently.
Yiddish is German. Yiddish is High German
with Hebrew thrown in though,
with Hebrew, and as it
and an
moved
unsexy accent.
eastward,
Yeah.
as Jews moved east, they added words. So you have different dialects in Poland, different dialects in Russian.
See, this is
different
why I
versions.
love Nadine. She can take any topic and make it Jewish. Like we're talking about genital warts,
And now we have a history lesson
and
on
somehow this is
languages.
somehow this is a Jewish issue, or the way to
Started
describe
as German.
It started as German. Well, there's Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Okay, you pronounce the
What does
E?
that mean?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
what?
delighting in the misery of others. It's my favorite word.
Yeah, German just has one word for big concepts that for us are a few
Well,
words.
yeah, narrow,
Is that
very
what you
specific.
mean about the
yes,
genital
like,
warts thing? The
yes,
treatment?
very specific. Like if we would
Okay.
look up right now, which I will do later.
They also have ministries of everything, and it makes it sound so serious, right? That's not like a thing. Here it's like Department of.
Doge.
Exactly. Does.
Like Ministry of Health.
Yeah, ministry. I feel like they would have a ministry of genital warts removal.
I mean, if it was
That
that,
are
that
big
would
of
be
an
one
issue,
word.
if it was
That
that
are
big
not
of an
genital
issue, yeah.
warts.
If it was that big.
They had those bad pediatric dermatologists practicing over
Can
there.
you believe he didn't? All he would have had to tell
Like
me
he's
is
wearing
wear
his gloves, right? He's protecting himself.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Unless, he probably has a
I guess he-
resistance to all of it.
He just
now.
presumed you had some common sense.
Or that.
Why would anyone presume that?
Yeah, no one
You
should
have
presume
to like
that.
treat a patient like they
Do
don't
you-
know
wait,
anything.
No, I thought you couldn't even trust I had common
When
sense.
you-
I've signed up for the sexy hotel.
Right,
in
you've
Yeshiva Week.
proven that we need to spell it out for you just a little
Thank
bit.
you. Exactly. You were like, Talia, we're supposed to be at the same hotel. That
I'm
was
like,
the point.
what do you mean you're at the SLS? I can't get to your pool. You come here
I could-
with the screaming children.
This reminds me. This brings me to something, Talia,
so funny.
because a lot of what we might do on this podcast is talk about you as a comedian, you as a mom comedian. When you fill out forms for your kids medical
Yeah.
forms, kids school forms, do you write comedian as your
Or
occupation?
do you write
No.
self-employed?
I'll write self-employed, but I gotta say, I'm on my husband's health plan, so he's the insured.
Meaning
So no one cares what
comedians
your
don't have
occupation
health
is?
plans.
Yeah, what's that?
Comedians don't have health
Exactly.
plans.
Well, yes,
There's no like
that's-
comics union. Can you imagine that?
Unless you're in, SAG or AFSCA,
Right,
which
right.
which apparently have great health plans. But I always I could be in a great mood and feel so empowered and like I'm doing well. And then as soon as I sit and fill out one of those forms and it's like, who's the insured? It's like Carrie Reese. I'm like, oh, I'm just some guy's bitch,
Yes.
So then I'm like, it doesn't really matter what I write for employment because my employment doesn't matter. And I'm not. So I usually put lawyer just so
You sound
they're
a
afraid.
lawyer.
They're afraid to like mess with me.
Right.
You
Don't
know?
screw with that one. Two
Yeah.
lawyers? Yeah.
Two lawyer couple, So, but what I thought you were going to ask me is if I, on those forms where they ask, what gender are you? And that I play around with.
You play around with that?
Yeah.
What do you
School
say?
forms?
Like if they have the nerve to hit me with one of those forms, like sex assigned at birth and gender identity, then I just say, sex assigned at birth, female, gender identity, male. I put male, and I want to be called he, him.
And do they
They don't
follow
honor.
it?
No, they don't follow it.
Or it's because they're not reading it, probably.
Yeah, it's just such bullshit. So then why have it? I specifically put I'm a he, him, and nobody is calling me sir.
Do you put that on your own medical forms?
I'm saying for myself.
Because most doctors don't read them, by the way. That's
Right,
sort of
that's
a
what I'm saying.
thing.
No one's
Read in
reading
your
it.
history. No, it's on the same form where they're looking at why are you there?
No,
what are
the
your
doctors don't look at it.
symptoms.
That's a secret. The
Yeah.
doctors don't look at the forms.
Because they ask you, why are you here?
Well,
They don't read the forms, by the way.
Well.
Insider tip.
I've been very insulted that I haven't been called sir. But another thing I do with my husband's name being Carrie, they always say, who's the insured? And I say, Carrie Reese. And then they say, oh, so your husband. And I said, my wife. Because he has a girly name. And then it's so funny. And then you see, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, And then
Like, how dare I presume that?
yeah. And I'm like, it's okay. I get, it happens a lot.
You're wearing a rainbow sweatshirt, though, right now.
I know.
Right.
And a rainbow watch head. If you see my ring. You know what? I love the rainbow.
I love rainbow.
I
I'm
love
obsessed.
and it's the Apple does rainbows really well.
Yeah. No, it's very pretty.
I love Skittles. I love unicorns.
rainbow.
Yeah.
Denny's.
Denny. Actually, this is from Infinity. Remember
Oh
Infinity?
my God, that's a relic.
Do you remember Infinity? Did you shop there?
I did not.
Oh, sure. You
I
It
don't
was like a
remember.
mini Denny's. It was like a mini, more expensive Denny's.
Was it in the mall, like Roosevelt Field? Would I know
Middle Neck
it?
Road.
Oh, I didn't shop in Great Neck.
Oh,
We went to
You
Roosevelt
know what?
Field.
She doesn't have girls, so
I know, but for yours, actually, I guess I would.
I feel like that's important to say here as part of the introduction.
Oh yes, so Oshri's
That
got
Oshri's got 3 boys.
She's got 3 boys.
You've got 2 girls.
I have 2 girls.
I have
you've
2
got
girls and a
2
boy.
girls and a boy.
It really would be better if I had 2 girls and 2 boys, but I have a male dog.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you have a dog. So that Oshri and I are not. We're not dog people.
So don't take offense when you sent us that picture of your dog and neither Talia nor I responded.
We didn't.
no
we didn't
hearted.
react. We're not going to heart
know
your
what?
dog pics.
If you send one and we respond, then you're going to keep sending us more dog pictures, and that's not what I want.
You don't want dog pics
No.
or it's funny.
No,
Dog pics.
Dog pics.
Dog
I said
pics.
it like it's a thing, but
Yeah.
isn't it a thing?
I guess it's a thing.
It's a thing
dog
for dog
pic.
people, not for people like us.
Oh, they send each other pictures like
It's like sending a picture of
look
your
at
baby.
mine, look at mine. Yeah, but you don't send your baby. That's the thing. You don't send pictures of your babies to your friends who have babies and vice versa. So why do you guys send each other your dog pictures?
Right? Why did you think we wanted to see it? Is what I want.
Especially if other people even have a
so
dog.
cute and fluffy. I don't know.
Oh, so it's just not a well thought out. Like, it's
You know
just
what?
something you do.
I guess he can't disappoint me the way my children can.
Oh.
because he can't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've heard that before. Similar.
But then you're always taking care of the dog. With the kids eventually leave the house. It's like you have to take care of a creature in perpetuity.
Yes, but I can leave him home alone while he is like a baby,
baby.
and not be
Oh, okay.
arrested for that.
But your dog is like like a frisky dog. Doesn't he go around?
pretty frisky.
Sniffing and.
Oh yeah.
I heard he likes sniffing crotches.
Is this dog minute? Is this dog
Yeah,
minute?
we're in dog
Yeah,
minute.
you better hurry up.
You got 1
Timer.
minute. You got
You
one
got
minute to
one
talk
countdown.
about your dog, and then that's it. We don't
No,
care.
moving on.
We cannot care after 1 minute.
My name is Nadine, and I have a dog. And my dog will sniff your crotch when he walks into my house. That's what he does.
Especially if someone's on their period, right?
He'll sniff anything and everything. He's
Ugh.
an equal opportunity sniffer, but he
Right.
doesn't sniff and tell.
Oh, okay. There's no app for that yet.
I guess not.
Could
I
you
mean,
imagine if there was an app where your dog could translate what the smell is like for each person's crotch, and then you could read it?
those dogs
But
exist?
why would you want to know how other people's crotches smell?
Those dogs
What would you
exist.
do with that information?
So you could humiliate them.
Wait, those dogs exist. They're just working in like airports.
No, they're looking for
With
drugs,
the
not
police.
crotch. They're looking
Oh,
for
oh,
drugs,
oh,
not
yeah.
crotches.
They're too busy. They're too busy letting people
Unless you
on
have the drugs in your
airplanes.
crotch, which I know some people do.
I think that's our minute. Moving on. We want to talk about the post of the week.
Yeah, seen it
Post-
on social.
Seen on socials, baby.
So I have a post,
Okay.
and I want to read it to you guys.
It was anonymously. These are only
It's
we
only
would
anonymous. I'm not saying where we saw it. I'm not saying any information.
we would never out somebody for posting. Well, actually, we would if their name was public. But this is an anonymous post that we saw in a mommy group. So
Yes. All right. I'm a single mom, 36 years old, 4 kids. One of my dearest friends' ex-husband has asked me out through a friend if I'd go on a date. Our daughters are good friends. I can't discuss with my friend, but she wouldn't mind. And the kids would be thrilled. When they separated 8 years ago, he used to come to my house almost every week for a Shabbat meal, and we were always very kind to him. He is the nicest guy I've ever known. He's 12 years older than me, and his children are grown up. Even though he is so nice, I'm not at all attracted to him. He also shares many traits of my ex, such as he can be dominating in conversation, demanding, and says what he thinks, which can be embarrassing. Can you make yourself attracted to
this
someone?
is very specific.
We get on so well, and he would be such a doting husband and father. I'm not going to have men lining up to date me with so many kids. I'm very fat and ugly, but I'm a pleasant person and have good friends.
I love that. It's like here's so much specificity about my life and this person. But by the way, I'm fat and ugly. I got a lot of kids. Who the fuck would like me anyway?
She should have opened with that.
She should have led with that.
But if it wasn't for that line, I'd be like, maybe pass. But after I read that line, I'm like, go for it, girl.
Go for it. If you got a shot with anyone.
Right.
I don't know.
Take that shot.
I'm a little worried about the kids.
Why?
Why they like him? They'd be happy.
I don't know. He's 12 years older and he sounds really creepy.
Is he sniffing crotches though?
If he's not a dog, it's not cool.
It's funny because I saw some of the comments and the women were like, don't sell yourself short. Why are you being so self-deprecating? Come on, girl, you deserve better. And I'm thinking, maybe she's just being real, you know? Maybe
it's very refreshing.
Maybe she's just fat and gross. And who are we to say? We haven't seen her. She's anonymous.
But I do want to answer her question. I do feel like you can become attracted to someone you're not automatically attracted to.
Oh, yeah. So that's a good question.
Oh my God, are you okay? So my mom always tells this story because my mom supposedly was the most beautiful woman in her town, and my dad is short and not as attractive as she was on an objective level.
Okay.
She was not attracted to him, but she really wanted to move to the United States, so she married him after knowing him for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's different though.
She became attracted to him with time, just getting to know his personality.
I guess she could have divorced. I guess she could have divorced him.
That's a green
card,
right? But physically, she wasn't attracted to him in the beginning, and then she became attracted. So I do think you can become attracted to someone.
That's like an Indian matchmaker.
Disney
story.
would differ. Disney, the frog, always turns into a prince. She doesn't marry the frog.
Well,
that's the Disney perspective, right? Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, though. She did fall in love with the Beast,
but he turns back into a normal-looking human.
But she would have loved him if he didn't.
Yeah, she would have loved him if he didn't.
That was just like cherry on the cake. Like, wow, I'm a good person and I get a hot guy now.
I agree with that. And some women don't mind hairy, disgusting men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Only
couldn't
if
deal with
they're
all that
rich.
body hair. And he was rich. He had a whole library in his house. And she loved reading.
It was a very nice castle.
Right? I mean, if that's he knew what's going to turn her on. Honey, got more books.
That's like Elon Musk.
What?
He's pretty gross looking, but he's really rich.
I don't think he's ugly. Is that a hot take? I don't think he's bad.
He's fine looking.
Yeah.
I don't think it's his looks. A guy put a swastika.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Did you
what
on
is
a
that?
did he even, no,
in the city.
In the city.
But you do know that I believe the Teslas record the outside of it, so they were able to catch the person
catch
who did
the
it because
guy.
they record everything. So.
But did he know it was a Jewish guy that owned the Cybertruck when he put the swastika on it?
What was the license plate like? Bagels?
Yeah.
Schmuck?
I think I didn't read the whole thing, but I thought the guy
was it Doc?
MD plate.
Yeah, it was MD plates, I bet.
Do doctors who aren't Jews get MD plates, or is it? I'm kidding.
Right? Do you have to show proof that you're a doctor? Can I just?
Oh
do
yeah,
it and
yeah,
then
yeah.
look
You need
more
proof.
important?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need proof?
Yeah.
To get an MD plate, it's probably like getting a handicap plate, right?
Yeah,
you need to show.
you need proof.
You need proof. Guys, this was so fun. I feel like I let out a lot of the angst going on in my head. And I feel like people can relate. You know, this is all.
Yeah. And every week we're going to meet, and sometimes we'll have guests and do interviews, and other times we'll just get to know more about Talia and talk about what's
like
going
why
on.
are you even listening to me? I'll tell you who I am, I guess. All right,
we'll get there.
We'll get there. Guys, listen, thanks for joining us on our first pilot Tea Room with Talia episode. We're dropping once a week new episodes, and we'll be having guests too. So have a nice day.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.